All right, we are here at the Flower Nook for First Friday. They're having their art showcase, and as you can see, I'm surrounded by bubbles. So let's go in there and check it out. First, we talked to Dale Bailey, a chaplain at Ellsworth Correctional Facility. On display were several art pieces created by the inmates there.
Yeah, this process came to be when Peggy described the art challenge she puts out through her store here. And I said, we have inmates over there, very talented artists inside the prison. And she said, would you be interested? I said, absolutely. So we put it out to the inmates, and they signed up for it. We had 28 guys turn in their artwork, and they did an excellent job. So very creative, very unique. Some of these guys are first-time artists, so we offered a class, actually 2 classes, and they could learn how to paint and some of the basics of painting. We gave them some basic supplies to begin with, and they did really well. And some of them are very talented artists that produce art all the time inside the prison. They had about 3 weeks to make these projects, and that included the class time as well. So they did really well for 3 weeks. Yeah, anybody that wanted training for art, had never done it before, or even if they had, just wanted to touch up on their skills, and we offered the class for them. Very skilled artists taught that class inside. One of the inmates inside, he did an excellent job. The keyholes mean quite a bit, of course, because they're in prison looking out, and so that means something to them as well. Some of them tell stories, and of course you have the colorful ones, the elephant there. There's another keyhole up there. Those are really neat. So this one up here, this tells a story of how at one time we lived in harmony with nature, warm and welcoming, it says, and we were quiet, listening with closed mouth. And so now we're becoming isolated from nature, and this is what we've become, the technology. Everything's through the lens of a phone or electronic device. We have big speaker mouths that only blare the repeat of what we hear and what we're programmed to hear. So, very powerful little message on 2 cards. He's an experienced artist. He's actually the one that taught the class as well this time. So, and then of course this gentleman here that did these, the fish and the bass, he loves fishing. That's all he talks about. That's all he wants to do. He cannot wait to get out of prison and go fishing. So that's his outlet right there. And then we have the nice beadwork here that the gentleman did. And some of these crafts they make and sell inside the prison. You can see the wood crafts. We have a wood shop that we build these items, and it provides jobs in there for the guys. They learn skills with the woodworking tools and equipment. And then we sell those as a fundraiser. It funds the programs that we provide inside the prison. And then we have a bicycle art. We refurbish bicycles inside the prison. So they'll use spare bicycle parts and make artwork out of it. Flowers are very popular. So those are great items. A little turtle there they've made. They practice on their welding skills and artist skills as well. Some guys make purses or backpacks out of potato chip bags. They recycle them, they fold those up and make those purses. And we have a gift shop inside the prison and visitation that families that come in and visit or staff or the public can purchase these items. So makes them a little bit of money, purchase their hygiene and other commissary items. What other opportunities? Well, the custom craft wood shop, as well as a bike shop, and then we do a dinner theater every year. And so it's with 2 volunteer directors that come in and produce that for us. And so we put that show on for the public, invite the public in to see the play. That's great. That's a great project. It lasts about 4 months from audition through the productions. It usually in the spring, but last year, of course, we canceled. We're going to try to fit one in this fall as soon as they open up prison for more visitors. Hopefully this summer sometime. We're not sure on the time yet, but if they open soon enough, we're going to do one this fall. And then we have a praise band in there, and so they play. We have an English band and a separate Spanish band, so they produce their own music and play for different events. They do a Christmas concert every year. Tour groups come through the prison and take a tour, so the band will play for them. We also have a drama team in there, so they do skits all year long for tour groups, and they do write some of their stuff. We'd like to say that most of these guys are going home one day, And so they're preparing for that, and all these type of events and programs in there help them prepare for going home. They're more accepted by their family, by the communities that they go home to.
Next, we talked to Mary Ann Tanking, who was doing a book signing for her latest book, Flora, Fauna, Fish, and Fowl.
And I went someplace, and they had these big koi fish, and I took a photograph of the koi pond, and that was the lily book. And then here's the fish in here with a sunset or a sunrise, and another bird, and what's this one? And there's fish in here.
Yeah, I like how they blend in. That's
Yeah, they blend in and they hide.
yeah.
And that's what's fun, because when you start to color something in, so anyway,
Yeah.
that gives you kind of an idea.
Yeah, I like that.
And then on the back, the last page, I put those two examples, and that's where I've been signing them, so.
Okay, yeah. So were some of those at the front already kind of colored in, or was that just
None of them are colored in, but these were two examples. And what started that is a lady bought my first one, and it only had 10 pages in it. And she called me on the phone, and she said, you don't have any pages or any color examples of what to color in. And I said, no, I guess I don't. I guess you can color them any way you want to. And she said, someday you got to make one and give us some colored samples. So then that's what started me drawing new and making more pages. And so then I did some sketches, and I did more pages, and so that's what prompted this.
Yeah. Now, how long did this book take to make, or how on average, how long?
I have no idea. The first one I did was in 2017, and it was only 10 pages long. And so off and on since then, and she didn't call me until she had bought it here, and she ran across it in about 218, 219, something like that, called me and said, why don't you have any colored examples? I said, well, I've never thought about it. And so anyway, that prompted me to start in, and so that's why I started in doing it. And I wasn't even going to print a new one except for her. And then somebody said, well, why don't you make a second edition? And so that's what.
Okay, so some of these are kind of from the first one, and then
There's a few of the pages in here that are from the first one, and then the 10 new pages. See, some of them have the poem thing on the back that goes with it, and it kind of explains the whole kit and caboodle.
Finally, we got a chance to see some metal bending work from the metal bender herself, Amethyst Sankey. How long does it usually take to make just one of these? Is it a pretty long process?
Well, it does take a while because I make my own rings from scratch. I start with a spool of wire, spin coils, cut them by hand with a jewelry saw, and then make these. Up to 35 patterns now. I'm actually unveiling these 3, our new patterns tonight. This took me a couple of months, actually, but this was just something I was kind of making for a friend that never went home, so I wasn't spending a lot of time on it either. But this has almost 3/4 of a mile worth of wire in it. So
wow.
It takes a while. I think I burned out a drill doing that because I chucked my mandrel roll up in a drill and do it that way now. I have not done that. I can't say I've been brave enough to try it. I do have some friends who put it on and smacked each other a little bit, but can't say I've ever actually tested it.
So what got you started with this?
Actually, I started when I was a teenager. My mother picked up the jewelry making hobby, and this was the one thing that she was not good at. She was super great with everything except she stumbled a little bit over the chainmail, so I tried it and it just clicked. And I've loved it ever since. I started doing, big pieces like that originally, and then wanted to transition to something everybody could wear. Yes. Typically, I just go with bright aluminum because, it's just so lightweight. It doesn't tarnish. I use hard aluminum, too, so it won't bend easily. So when I'm making these, I have to do every one with a pair of pliers. So.
Now, is that just because aluminum is a lot easier to bend?
I like the way it looks, and I love the fact that it doesn't require any special cleaners. You know, like if you have silver, it'll tarnish. You know, gold is soft, it can get damaged. Aluminum it's pretty hardy, so I like it.
So you don't, do you not take commissions and do things like powder stuff?
I would if somebody was willing to pay for it. I'm actually happy to do custom work. I love getting custom jobs.
What is your favorite kind of thing to make?
I actually really enjoy them all, but this one is probably my favorite because I came up with this design myself. This is my original. Yeah. And sure how I came up with that one, it just popped into my head while I was working on another one and just kind of came to life.
Somehow that's how the best ones come out sometimes.
Yeah,
You never know.
that one was a lot of trial and error because it actually uses 5 different sizes of rings.
Oh my god.
So,
You said you came up with that pattern?
yes.
Is that something you experiment with?
Yeah. I find patterns from books, websites, you know, all kinds of places that I'll experiment with, or some of these I've just gotten off of books or the websites, but that one, I'm not sure where the inspiration came from. It just kind of, yes, that one was mine. I do have kind of a system down for making that one. I've got the steps down now, but I know it's not actually as hard as it looks. Yeah. That one takes there's a lot of steps to that one, but it comes together really well.
How much of your day do you dedicate, on average to?
At least a few hours every day. I've actually been spending more time because I'm going to be going to my first show here at the beginning of July. We're going to be at Comic-Con. So I'm trying to stock up for that because this is pretty much my stock at the moment. Oh, that was the hope, because honestly, these have been in my storage room forever. And I told Peggy I had them, and she's like, "Oh, cool, bring it in. It'll be something neat to put up there." So, but I'd actually love it if people would buy these. I do have a Facebook page, actually. If you just search for the Metal Bender, I should be the first one that comes up. I hope to see everybody come down and check out the display here and come see us at Comic-Con.
So as you can see, plenty of interesting art concepts going on in there, and I think it'll be a good thing to come back to next year. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and reporting from Salon Media Connection, I'm Jacob Smith.